swear to God, that's what he said to me. When the CEO of OpenAI looks you in the eye and is like, you're in God's dream. Did you know that? It's like, bro, do you know something I don't? Like, I believe you.
All right, we got a scoop for everybody. It's a scoop for me too. Cam went to Dev Day, which I didn't know was a thing until like 2 weeks ago. But supposedly this is like the biggest conference headed up by OpenAI for all sorts of developers. Is that fair to say? Is it the biggest one?
Yeah. It's like Illuminati for AI nerds.
And so this is in the Bay, right?
It's in San Francisco, at the sort of Fort Mason area. This is right by the water. You can see the Golden Gate Bridge. You know, it's kind of like dock vibe. It was a beautiful day. So one interesting thing is I also went last year, and it was way more intimate, sort of like 600 people all in like a giant warehouse, nicely curated. This year is, 5 to 10 times larger. And I think that actually like underscores the nature of the event and also the nature of OpenAI's trajectory for what it's worth. It was just like mobbed and felt sceney and felt like there are a lot of people who want to be seen at an OpenAI event who don't know the first thing about AI. I mean, many of them are competent developers. I'm not trying to like cast some giant blanket of aspersion here, but like it's a bunch of, startup bros thinking about plugging in OpenAI to their workflow to like, go make their millions of dollars. That was the vibe. That was the idea. That Sam Altman gave a keynote in the morning and he's like, now like you can plug Zillow into ChatGPT and everyone's like, oh my God. And I'm just sort of like, I don't know, man. I was looking around the whole time. I ran into a couple people who I'm friendly with, Kevin Roos, perhaps being the most sort of prominent of them from the New York Times, who is also sort of more in the alignment and safety world, but goes to all these sort of big tech conferences. He's a big tech reporter for the New York Times. We just sort of looked at each other and we were just like, man, this is weird, isn't it? Like, we were just at the curve where the whole thing is like, we might all die. Like, AI is really scary. Like, we have no idea what the hell's going on. We don't know the first thing about the nature of these systems under the surface. And then you go here and it's like, ChatGPT, like Zillow, like, it's like, and everyone's like, yes, like, I can't wait to integrate this into my workflow. And we're all just like kind of looking at each other. Like, the best analogy I think I've been able to come up with is like Sam Altman is our bus driver. We're driving our bus forward, and like the bus, he's driving 150 miles an hour. There is a giant cliff right in front of us. We are promised that it's some kind of epic jump, and once we hit the other side of the jump, we're gonna like be in heaven. But it looks a whole lot like a cliff. And what they've just done is, outfitted the bus with like really cool HD screens in front of every seat. And like the crowd is just enamored by these screens. And me and a couple people are looking at each other like, are we about to drive off a cliff? And it's like, oh, shh. They're showing like the new movie. Like, shush, And it's like, damn, dude. It's a bizarre state of affairs right now.
Dude, the cognitive dissonance is ridiculous. Like, that's a hilarious metaphor. But it is insane that the same guy that was like, AI is probably going to cause the end of the world, but there's going to be a lot of great companies along the way. It's like, how can you say that? And then he's the guy that's like, come on in, all these cool companies. Let's make a bunch of cool companies on our way to just like mutual annihilation that I predicted. Like, what the fuck is going on?
We've got to roll that clip.
I think AI will probably, most likely sort of lead to the end of the world, but in the meantime, there will be great companies created with serious machine learning.
Probably AI will kill us all, but until then, we're going to churn out a lot of great students.
Pretty crazy clip. Oh my God.
He really said it. He really actually said it and then did it unironically. Like, it's unbelievable. I mean, my relationship with Sam Altman is interesting. I do know him. I don't know him very well, but we had a long conversation the last Dev Day about AI consciousness. Perhaps those who listen to this podcast won't be that surprised that was the topic that I chose to bring up with him, but quite interesting. This is a true story. We went to the after party. I saw him there. I sort of like shot my shot. You know, I like downed the rest of my drink and went straight up to him. I was like, Sam, like, you know, great job with the event today. It's great to meet you in person. Like, I wanted to pick your brain a little bit about AI consciousness. And he sort of, it's not like that sinister, but he sort of like looks around a little bit and he looks back at me and he goes, come with me. And I was like, oh, like, where are we going to go, Sam? Like, and we were at a bar and he sort of, he was with a couple other people. They all stayed there and me and him walked over to some, like, it must have been like a bar restaurant type deal. We went over to some of the empty tables. There was no one sitting at any tables. And we just sat down. We started talking about AI and consciousness. We talked about, you know, consciousness during training versus in deployment. And he said he thinks, you know, training might be more plausible. Deployment, he's not so sure. He thinks it's perfectly plausible. It wasn't some sort of sci-fi schizoid reaction. It was like, yeah, like this seems like possible.